This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why need a cameraman when you can just do it yourself? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. Hey guys, it's Friday, so it's time for the Retro Buzz. Yes, we are back with a vengeance, and I have with me Mr. Cool Glenn. I was going to say Cool Glenn.
Toy, whatever you want to say. It's all good.
The Toy Boy. Can we
I'm
say
a
that?
boy toy now. Yes, I'm a boy toy.
The boy, the boy toy. Well, we'll call it the boy toy. We're paying homage because Mr. Doug unfortunately isn't going to be with us. We were hoping to have the Fab Four today, and the reason I say that is because we also have with us the Game
Michael
Genie,
B in the house.
Michael B. What's going on, man?
What's happening, guys? Thanks so much for having me on again.
Oh, absolutely. I wish we had all four of us. I was really looking forward to the four of us kind of.
Well, we have the game triad. That's all we need.
Okay. I was going to say.
The New Jersey triad?
Yeah. We can't say Triforce because Glenn won't know what that is.
I know what that means. It was on V, the TV show. I remember that.
Sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Also, want to say hi to everybody here in the chat room here. We've got Hollywood Polo, Adam Kalb, King Krill. We've got I think that one is Adam the 12th. Is that
Adam 12, yeah.
Adam 12.
It's a TV show. Adam 12.
Okay, so you would. Oh, okay, that's a little bit before my time, but we have Paul. Is it Paul Barris? I guess that's how you say his last name. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but we do want to go through and say hi to everybody here. The Real Smile Bit. That's an interesting name. The Real Smile Bit. Is that how you say that? Yeah. And John Kajelman. I think we hit everybody.
You forgot Glenn's Retro Shows in the
No, well, I'm not going to worry about Glenn's Retro still.
It's right there.
Kalel. Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, it's great to have you guys here. We've got some stuff that you probably heard about last week and you probably heard about this week, but that's all right. We're going to roundtable because we got to
rehash old stuff. What we do?
It's retro.
We do. We watch all the other shows, and then we take news from those shows. So next week we can give you our take on what was already told to you in the previous shows.
But we pick the best stuff, right? Because when the stuff we watch how you guys respond to those shows. Because like if you're sitting there going like, "Geez, Michael B, you drudged on and on and on," like we know you do on the show that you're on. You just drudge on. We don't want to talk about that. There's just no point, right?
He can't talk with his mouth full.
He's talking too much. No, but seriously.
And Michael B, again, you do not need to raise your hand here. Just talk.
Just talk.
Right.
You know, have a drink. You know, whatever suits you. Yeah, this is America.
America. No raised hands. Just do it.
Yeah. So guys, just a little bit of an update, and I want to say this kind of. If you watch the broadcasting show that I do on Thursday nights, you'll kind of know. But please have a little bit of mercy on us next week. And I'm hoping that there's no issue, but there could be. And only because, you know, you plan for the worst and you hope for the best. But this week I've been working on the new TriCaster. This is the controller that I use to switch and the computer and all that other good stuff. So right now I'm torture testing it to see. So like you guys will be able to see here. So right here I have a similar controller, similar setup. But next week we are going to switch over to this. But the cool part about this is the way I'm doing it now is like I can actually switch into. You ready for this? So I'm standing in front. I'm switching now from this TriCaster into everything that we're doing here. So you can see here's my hands. Okay. So I was telling Glenn, I'm like, I want to make sure this is good before we go back to, or before we switch over to it. So I'm trying to do my due diligence and do everything and make everything work.
Can I make a quick comment here, real quick? I noticed, Doug is not here, but I do notice a shirt you're wearing today.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looks like a TurboGrafx NEC shirt.
That's beautiful.
I don't see you wearing a Sega Genesis shirt. Just saying. Just pointing out something.
Hey, you know what? I know where my loyalty lies. I'm just saying. Doug?
So Michael B's here. So Michael B, it has to be asked, what's your favorite console? TurboGrafx or Sega Genesis?
Well, the two TurboGrafx.
And can I guess as to why, perhaps?
Sure.
Would it be Ease? Would it be the Ease series on the TurboGrafx?
Oh, here
or
we
something
go.
else?
Here we go.
Well, I love Ease, but technically Ease was on the TurboGrafx 16 CD, Glenn, so you can't really say that. So it was more so Blazing Lasers,
Ooh, a good game.
Ninja Spirit, Legendary Axe. There's just so many.
Hey, don't forget Newtopia. Don't forget
Yes,
Newtopia
is
too.
fantastic. I haven't
Bonk.
finished Newtopia yet.
Bonk.
Bonk's okay. I'm just kidding. I like Bonk. I like Bonk. I do. Honestly, the whole, and I don't know what you guys think, but the whole controller aspect was a lot like the Master System, was a lot like the Nintendo 8-bit.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel at home with that, and I love the games. Now, not every game on the TurboGrafx 16 was spectacular.
Keith Courage and Alpha Zones.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, don't tell me you're a Keith Courage fan.
Keith Courage is kind of monotonous.
Poor about Keith Courage. We don't say anything poor about Keith Courage. It's a very good game. Now, if you wanted to speak ill of JJ and Jeff, that's totally cool.
Yeah, that is bad. That is very bad game. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead, Glenn. Give us. I know you like that game.
I can agree. I mean, for me, the packing game, Keith Courage Alpha Zones was not a very good packing game, to be quite honest. There's a lot of games they could have put in there that did them more justice than that game. But they could have done worse. It could have been, another game that he just mentioned, but I won't. It's really bad. We don't pretend that the game even exists. Yeah, we don't really mention that.
But the pinball game was pretty good. What was it?
Alien.
Yeah, I thought that was Alien
Devil's
Crush. I thought that was
very
pretty good. Devil Crush, Alien Crush, whatever it is. Yeah.
Both.
And the Devil's Crush did go
Devil.
over to the Sega, but it was absolutely superior on the Turbo.
Did Devil's Crush have a different
I have a
name
head
on
over
Sega
here.
for some reason?
I had a head sitting over in outer space. Have you caught that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I would bust out the song that I told you before the show, what would be playing and what was going to happen, but we'll get flagged on YouTube.
We will. So anyway, Michael B was going to say something. Let's go over to Michael B.
So, Devil's Crush on the Sega Genesis, didn't it have a different name?
You know what? I'm trying to think now. I thought Devil's Crush was of the TurboGrafx 16. Now I'm trying to remember. It might have had a different name.
You said something about it being on the Sega, but I don't remember it being on the Sega. If it did,
I'm going to look it up. We'll keep talking. I'm going to look it up. I think it was still called Devil's Crush.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know there was one on the Sega. There was a pinball game on the Sega, but what I did was I ended up going out and buying a EverDrive for it, or getting an EverDrive for it with an SD card, and I have every game for the TurboGrafx. But I also bought complete. Like, I have Bonks. I've got a bunch of Bonks. I've got Keith Courage. I got a bunch of them that are originals that I'm keeping. They're on the shelf down there just because I know they're cards, but maybe nothing will happen to them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to risk that. And I have the TurboGrafx. Do you have the TurboGrafx Mini, Michael?
Yeah, I have the Turbo Mini.
Okay. Yeah. So I've actually resorted to now. I have that hooked up over where I play the PlayStation 5. I have the PlayStation 5, that, and my Switch hooked up. And those are the three systems that I play religiously over there. And then all my other systems are over there along with the original TurboGrafx. But it's enough to get the nostalgia out,
Yeah. Do you feel that the TurboGrafx 16 Mini control cord is overcompensating for something?
Just a little bit.
It's so long. Like, it's ridiculous. I think they saw all the feedback from people complaining about the NES Mini, and they're like, we got to make this super long. Like, it's crazy.
It's a little too long compared to, like, the other mini consoles. Like, I had to buy extensions for some of this, like the Super NES one, and
right.
It just was
too
small.
Just back to your point before, I guess it's called Devil's Crash on the Sega Genesis. See, they can't even get the name right. They change it.
Somebody also says here in the chat room, the real smell bit. He says it was called Dragon's Fury on Genesis.
Oh, maybe that could be. The one I saw for Devil's Crash, I think, was for the Mega Drive. So I just assumed it would have been the same.
So Shotgun Sean, his birthday is tomorrow. He wanted to know what everybody got him.
Pre-birthday.
Well, It's funny you should ask that because we are going to give away a copy of Retromania tonight to some lucky Steam owner if you want a copy. I don't know how we're going to do that yet. Maybe we'll have Michael B. Do a dance or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll have him.
Do a dance.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have you put a number on the inside of your
Michael
cap.
B is good with trivia.
I don't know.
Michael B is a good trivia guy.
That is not true. It's not true.
I don't know. You got to be better than Glenn because last time we did the thing with what Rex, he sunk me. That was terrible.
We can ask, what's the Canadian? Who thought up the Canadian national anthem? How about that?
I don't know that, Glenn. How did I know that?
We're in trouble. Okay. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about iiRcade and Space Invaders. I love Jong. Let me just preface this with this. I love Jong, but I am not a fan of them bringing Space Invaders to the iiRcade, and I'll tell you why.
Bite your tongue. Okay.
No, I'll tell you why. Because there's too many systems out there already with Space Invaders. And I know, Glenn, you're going to say, well, you can never have too much of it. I get it. I was
going to say option, but sure.
Well, I think where Jong excels is some of these newer games, like even the way it handles like Dragon's Lair, Beach Buggy Racing is like one of my favorites, and some of these other new titles that he's been bringing out. I would rather see those types of games that we can't get or don't have on these other systems than the redundant Space Invaders. That's just me, and I'm probably going to get hate in the chat room. That's fine, but that's my opinion.
Michael, all right, well, go to me first of all. I'll say again that it's nice to have the option. It's always nice to have a license to build up the library. The iiRcade is building its library. Space Invaders is a classic. People of my generation, who probably the people who got the cash to buy the machine, might want to have it. And yeah, there's a lot of ways to play it. But what if you don't have the other versions, like the one from iiRcade or the one from Arcade 1-Up? Now you can get it on here, and it's going to be an arcade accurate version. So I'd rather see it in the store, something you could potentially purchase, than not. But that's just me. I'm a lover, man. I just want everyone to have fun on their game console. A lover.
Well, just before we go to Michael here, let's just remember this is an octangular gate on this thing, not a two-way gate. So you're not going to play Space Invaders the way you want to play it. Go ahead, Michael.
So my comments are going to echo Glenn's in a lot of ways. I am the same way. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have like everything under the sun, so many arcade one-ups, the Legends Ultimate, and the iiRcade. So, I'm not necessarily looking for some of the more retro stuff on iiRcade because I have different ways to play it. But there are people that have that machine, and that's their one arcade machine they have in their house. That's their dedicated unit. So this is more along the lines to cater to those people that bought the iiRcade and want to see, what are they called? Those top 50, even top 5 all-time retro arcade games on the system. So it's a huge win from them in that capacity. But, like you guys, I have Space Invaders on 2 different systems already. So, this is not something that's huge for me, but I think it's huge for them. And they've also got more Taito games coming too. So
right.
That's good too.
Right.
I guess what I envision is it's a more modern arcade than a retro arcade. And I get it. He's got some, but that's just my preference. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm not saying go out and don't buy it. From my opinion, I don't plan on buying it because I have it on something else. But that doesn't
just
mean
like
you shouldn't buy it.
When he adds the jukebox mode.
No, then I'm definitely not
it's
getting
nice
it.
to have the option.
No, I'm definitely not getting that for the jukebox. Couldn't care less. But you know what? Stevie Richards thought he couldn't wait for the jukebox. You saw that. I mean, that was a real conversation. That wasn't like planned or anything. I was like, yeah, the jukebox. And he's like, well, just wait a minute. I see a lot of these guys in here about Arkanoid saying that that's coming. I don't know how you would play Arkanoid considering there's no spinner on it or even a trackball. Like you need for that game, you need those. So again, I don't know if I'd buy it, Glenn.
Well, that's you already know my answer to that. Anytime you have a game, the controller's got to be right. Arkanoid is a game that really needs a spinner. Even a trackball is really not optimal. I do not like using a joystick those games at all. So I'm going to say, in that one, for me personally, it would be a no way. I've been working with John and his team trying to find a way to get other controllers in there. Since the device doesn't have any USB on there, the only way is over Bluetooth. So I'm trying to figure something out. But again, I'm agreeing with you. It's not the right way to play the game. What do you think, Michael?
I don't know why you would not do the research to put something on there that doesn't have the right controls. I assume that, Glenn, you would have some kind of inside answer where you were already working on some kind of spinner that could possibly work with it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I said it before that Zhang and I, we've been talking for a while. You know, I respect Zhang because he's making a machine that, you know, we like, but also that manufacturers of properties can know the stuff is protected, because, you know, piracy does happen, and he's been very good to his partners, letting them know that his machine is not capable of doing that, at least not easily. But in also doing so, it limits how you can get controllers in there. So the only way we could do this is over Bluetooth. And, you know, we have a lot of projects we're working on as well right now. So to kind of branch off and do this, it's on our agenda to do, but it's not something we can like do immediately and get up and running. I personally want the spinner, the trackball, the yoke, those devices to work in iiRcade. I really do. And John does too, but we're kind of limited right now in how we're going to get that to work. And again, my guys, we're tied up in these other projects we're doing right now. So it'll be a while. It definitely will not be here in time by this announcement release, unfortunately.
Well, let me ask you, Glenn, though, before
real quick, I will say that John is going to work with us. So for making spinners work with his system, will be a firmware update. He'll definitely work with us. So that's a positive.
But how does that work with, and I'm sure other guys are going to ask this question too, how does that work with, we're not allowed to open that control panel. So now all of a sudden you make these third-party controls. Like, if we do want to mod it, I mean, now we're essentially tearing up our warranty to do this.
Here's the two things. We're talking Bluetooth. So the controller would be external. So either you have to make something that clips on to the control panel that's there, or you hold it in your hand completely in front of the machine. Those are things will come down the pike. But I'm really hoping that, you know, like John right now with the power button. Like I think all of us have the unit with the power button. Doesn't do anything, so you don't know if it's on or off. I've come down, it's on, it's off. What does it do? I have no idea. So he's made that change. So I'm hoping that they're going to go under pretense of the motherboard is in the control panel. Okay, so at least on these machines, that motherboard's in the control panel. It really shouldn't be there. It should be mounted somewhere in the barcade itself, so the control panel is interchangeable. Okay, it doesn't have to be USB, but there should be a connector there where we can interchange the control panels. And again, the iiRcade being the horsepower that it has, I think that's the way he should do it. Again, that's just my opinion. But I do think the control panel should be something you guys should be able to add different types of controllers, different types of joysticks. Me personally, I like the machine, but I do feel the joysticks, the springs are a little bit on the light side, especially on some shooter games or fine games. I find it a little light for my taste. I'd like to make it stronger. Only way to do that would be to violate your warranty.
And Paul makes a good point, Michael. Happy to see that Zhang's focus on adding titles. That's a win for iiRcade and the consumers, and I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to add everything that everybody wants. He's got a dedicated fan base that are constantly putting suggestions out there, and he listens, and he's trying to put the stuff out there. To us, I mean, Space Invaders, some of these older titles might not necessarily be what we want. We want to see stuff like Dead Effect 2, Beach Buggy Racing, this modern stuff, but again, there's people out there that want these classic arcade titles, and the options are good. I saw a lot of love here earlier for Zookeeper, and I love Zookeeper. One of my favorite arcade games. So, you know, I have it on the Legends Ultimate now, but I'd like to see it in the correct aspect ratio. Not really aspect ratio, but on like a, 4x3, 5x4 screen. So maybe that's one I'd be very excited about on iiRcade.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be saying I want the modern games on this, because I'm all like you guys. I'm retro, but like I'm to the point.
Not Space Invaders. That's true.
Well, right. But listen, you guys know I'm a big Burger Time fan. I won't play it on the iiRcade because of the gates, and that's where I have to draw the line when I say about Space Invaders and some of these other games where, and I understand, I know people are working on the snap-in gates, and until that happens, right, you're kind of not getting the experience.
Gate, you know, from Steph to work with, would work in this machine. But again, to do it, you're going to violate the warranty because all that's in that one area. So,
but that's worth it for that.
Young, no, we need to have some way to let people get in there to add, a powered gate switcher or stuff like that, because certain games need that.
And that's all I meant by that, by saying I'm not a fan of the Space Invaders. I like the game. I think it's great. The issue comes where you run into the gates. I mean, didn't everybody complain about that with Arcade 1-Up when they did the Burger Time cabinet, right, with Karate Champ, or I forget what it was. I think that's what it was.
It was Karate Champ.
So I've said it's 100 times. It's the problem with a multi-cade device. You're going to run into a point when a game plays on the arcade, but it doesn't feel right. And that's the concession you make with a multi-cade. If you want an arcade that's going to play everything, as opposed to something that's designed to play a few dedicated games, you're going to run across this with issues with the control where you got to be open-minded.
All right. I think Zohar has totally lost it. Because he says I may be bipolar with all the bad mouthing that I've done with Arcade 1-Up, but I just ordered Big Blue. Why? Because it's online and it's pretty. Someone help me. Mr. Mortal Kombat ordered Big Blue Street Fighter.
You're going a little far with it being pretty. I think it's one of the ugliest machines ever released.
Agreed.
I know it's got Wi-Fi and everything like that, but I think it's an ugly console.
Agreed.
Where the
box is
beautiful.
pretty.
Okay, maybe the box is pretty. Okay.
Well, Zohar, thanks for the super chat. You didn't have to do that, but I'm kind of, Mr. Mortal Kombat. He ordered Big Blue.
He is Mr. Mortal Kombat, but those who know that he's also quite proficient in Street Fighter as well. In fact, he's more than a challenge, and I'm sure he's going to be the scourge of the online community.
Yeah, I can only beat Glenn. That's that's where my expertise lies.
You're setting a bar low if you're playing a fighter game with me, because I'm like, what? What? I'm dead.
Oh, wait, you canceled iiRcade to get Big Blue? Come on.
No,
I don't know if I would have done that. No, so
No.
Brad said that here. Brad O'Connell said that here in the chat room. Yeah, we're trying to keep up with this guy, so just bear with us here. Big Blue is a disaster. I agree with WKRP Cincinnati. I 100% agree with that.
Well, also Zero Hero said he canceled his Big Blue as well.
Well, Zero Hero canceled it because he knows how good Zohar is, and it's just going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see it. Like, if I'm going to buy another Street Fighter cabinet, you guys tell me if you agree with this. Again, I don't care if people get mad at me. I really like the second rendition of Street Fighter, the one like Doug has the official. What do they call that? With the '80s look to the cabinet. That's how I
World Warrior cabinet.
What's that?
Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior cabinet.
World War. That's how I remember seeing it in the local arcade when I was growing up. That's how it was. Like Doug has the full size cabinet of it. I am actually considering I would buy that cabinet because I like that look. Big Blue, yeah, not so much. They'll never see that in my. They could probably call me right now and say, "Hey, would you like to review this cabinet? We'll ship it to you for free." And I'm going to be like, "Nah, I'm going to pass. That's a hard pass on me." Just being honest, even though it's free.
And again, the Tempest cabinet they made, I think, is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous. This thing, it looks like someone took it and like stretched it, heated it, stretched it some more, and then there you go.
Is it just because it's particle board? Is that why it looks that bad? I mean, or is it?
No. It's just Mel could be back me up here. They just designed it to look tall and thin. I don't know why. It's just out of proportion.
Well, the proportion is the issue, Glenn, because they wanted to recreate the original, but keeping the same form factor in the middle, which made it way too tall. Well, look too tall for the width of it. It should have been a little bit wider, and it just makes it look out of proportion. It's the same size as all the other ones, just with the extra height, it makes it look like, I don't know, Laffy Taffy.
Apparently, there's another super chat here from Zohar. He goes, unfortunately, Brad is right. I saw Space Invader reveal and canceled iiRcade. Then I saw Big Blue was available. I had no choice, and I love Street Fighter. Wow, I don't know if I would have iiRcade over Big Blue. I would do that in a heartbeat. Big Blue over iiRcade. Ugh.
Yeah.
Roller coaster of arcade.
Oh no, I'm not getting the full size cabinets. I don't have the room. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't have near the cabinets that I have now. And I don't know if I'd have the patience. I have enough with broadcasting equipment of fixing things and keeping things going. I, I wouldn't have the patience for it because I'm a perfectionist, and if I buy something that's really like bad that needs a lot of refurbishing, it would drive me nuts because it's a never-ending project. My family would never see me. I'm
I'd like
sure
to see
you
you
guys
now.
would be like that.
Sure. Like to see you now. You're down here. Every time I talk to you, you're down here in the cave.
It's part of my day. It's my job. I do this stuff. I mean, but there's a certain point I have to draw the line, right? I like these little arcades. If they die in 5 years, then you throw them out and
No, man, that's
you
what
had your
times
fun.
are for. You never throw them out. Bite your tongue.
You know what I mean. You'd probably put a bag on it and leave it sit there even if it didn't work.
Hey, did you guys watch Kong yesterday, man? They're selling bags.
No, I didn't
forgot who
see
it was.
that.
One of them was they were selling the bags out there. So see, protect. When you went to school and they said wrap it, they were talking about your arcade machines. Okay, kids.
So
I'm almost 100% sure that's not what they asked me to wrap.
SJ Miola just donated $2 for Glenn's bag fund, I think.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Thank you.
I think that's what it was for because we were talking
wait a
about
minute.
bags
It's
and
not
it
the
came
brown
through.
bag over my face, is it?
Listen, I'm just pulling up the comments, man. But I think with Jong, I think it's really cool that he is he's listening to the community. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of good games. It's just not for me for Space Invaders. I'm going to stick with the games that and honestly, Beach Buggy gets played more than anything. Like I play Retromania, but when people are over, they go right for Beach Buggy Racing, and that
It's a good game. To get
either
right
one,
into.
it's great on there.
And I'm gonna be honest. I like the Retromania. I've been trying to play it. I still get murdered no matter how much I try. So
Yeah, it's Stevie. That was one thing he was saying. He's not really good at it either. I should have did. We didn't have enough time. He was really more interested in the pinball. Like his wife wants to get a pinball machine, so I figured that's perfect content. He's never played Toy Shock, never played the At Games Legends. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. He's already played iiRcade. I mean, I could have whooped him probably in Retromania, but I didn't want to bruise his ego or, he wasn't even himself on there. He always is Nova. He goes in his Nova. I'm just kidding.
Well, Mike B, quick question. 'Cause I see you in your room there. Where have you been hiding your other equipment?
Yeah.
I mean, I see those machines there. Where's everything else?
Well, this is my second arcade/gaming room, so everything else is down in my other arcade.
And is that a Autobot blanket behind you there?
Yeah, that's a Decepticon blanket. That's covering up. This used to be my wife's office at home, and then I told her she didn't need that. So there's some junk under that table there. So the blanket covers that up nicely.
So wait a
For
second.
anyone on Netflix, I think the new Transformers, the third, was it the Transformer Cybertron War, whatever it is, the third in the series started today, I think.
Oh, is that directed by Kevin Smith and they kill Optimus Prime right away?
No, it's the reimagined one. I just got that. No, it's not the He-Man version. I guess now it's a third in the series where they're on Earth and it's Optimus and Megatron and the Beast War characters are all like in the same universe.
Okay.
Wait. We gotta get back. We gotta get back to the important thing here. So Michael B, we watched video after video of you trying to squeeze all these things into your game room.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you've taken over your wife's office?
Yeah, that's right.
I hope my wife is watching because I started taking over the music room. I've got a kiosk in there, and I was already telling her I could fit probably 8 more cabinets in there. She's like, no. But
See,
then
this is where I moved all my multi-cades. This is the multi-genie cade.
Oh.
The genie cade.
Oh, I like that idea.
Oh,
I might have to steal
Steal
that
it.
idea.
you see what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Game of the Week, buddy. So what game am I playing this week? It's another Stern favorite. This week we're playing Berserk. Berserk was basically a maze game released back in 1980 by Stern Electronics of Chicago. Berserk places you, one of the lone surviving humans, against an onslaught of AI robots determined for all human extinction. The basic premise is survive. You are basically trapped inside the city of these Berserk robots, and you basically have to shoot them before they shoot you. If they shoot you, obviously you're going to die. But if you also touch any of the walls are electrified. If you touch the wall, or even if one of the robots touches the wall, they will die as well. One of the cool features of Berserk was even the attract mode had speech. You would walk by the machine, you hear coin detected in pocket. You would turn around and go, oh my god, what was that? Put your coin in, and it would taunt you.
Fight like a robot, destroy it, target, intruder alert, humanoid, humanoid must not escape.
It would tell about humans there, kill the human, chicken fight like a robot, and many other sayings that kind of drew you into the game. One of the interesting things about the Berserk arcade game was it actually had one of the first, if not the first, character that could not be destroyed. That was Evil Otto. When he came on the screen, all you could do was run and get out of the way. There was no reason to kill him or be killed. He was coming after you. The only thing you could do was get off the screen. And at each level, if you spent too much time on the screen, you knew Evil Otto was coming. And if you were trapped in a corner by robots, you had to make a break for it or die trying. Speaking of die trying, Berserk is down in history as the very first game fatality. That's right. Berserk did claim a gamer who had a heart attack in playing the game. Now, there was a lot of legend about Berserk killing multiple people. As far as is really known, one person did die playing Berserk. It was an older gentleman who people said he was trying to have a heart attack anyway, and unfortunately he did have a heart attack playing the game. But game lore is true. A person actually did die playing a video game. That game was Stern's Berserk. Now, Berserk was released in 1980. It did have a sequel, and that sequel was called Frenzy, where this time you're still fighting the robots, but now they've resurrected some human skeletons, like zombies, that are also coming after you. Now what's good about this is some walls will still kill you, but it's also possible to shoot some of the walls to escape the round if the new Evil Otto is coming your way. But in this version, he can be killed, but each time he comes back, he's going to come back faster and faster. But you can at least, in the meantime, shoot him to gain a little extra time to get out of the level. Now, Berserk did have a couple of home ports. Berserk was ported by Atari to the Atari 2600, and it was a very faithful port. However, there was no in-game speech. Now, there have been later hacks, gaming hacks later on using speech synthesizers that plug into the joystick port to get speech, but the original game did not have speech. Now, Berserk was also released on the Atari 5200 Super System, and on this, it did have speech. It's actually pretty good how they did it. However, it took so much processing power when it did say, you know, kill the human or chicken fight like a robot, the gameplay would freeze while it played the speech, and when the speech stopped, the gameplay would continue. But still, for back in the early 80s, to have a game with speech on it, a home console, and to be as basically close to the arcade as it could be, they did a really, really good job with that. But once again, Berserk was also released on the Vectrex. Yes, a vector machine playing Berserk. And again, unfortunately, it is just the game without the digital speech. I believe there's been some ROM hacks later where they may put some speech in there. But as far as the actual official home ports, that was it. Now, Frenzy was officially licensed to Coleco, and Frenzy did come out on the ColecoVision game system. Again, no speech, but it was a very good copy of the arcade game. So I have to say, even to this very day, Berserk and Frenzy, both very, very fun games. That speech still has that robotic sound that you can't get panic into your heart when you're playing the game. But it is a repetitive game. It's basically just robots in a maze, just trying to go as far as you can and survive. But it's still a fun game. I definitely recommend that if you haven't played Berserk and Frenzy. Two very good games to play. So that's what I've been playing this week. Tune in next time to see what I'm playing next. So no matter what you do, just remember to have fun and game on.
Intruder destroyed.
Now, you guys were you heard a little bit before that, and you saw what happens when we ignore P-Dub's super chat, because I didn't know Glenn wanted to go to that right away, but you saw P-Dubs gave you a good whack at the end of that video there. That's what happens when you, because I even said when we went to this, I'm like, P-Dubs is going to get mad that you ignored his super chat earlier.
I didn't even see it.
You did.
You know what?
That's your job.
You
To
don't
pay
pick me any jobs that matter. That's not going to come out right.
I can't blame Michael B. He's the guest, so
Right.
Doug's not
He did
here,
it
so it falls on you, Glenn.
What? I'm not going to find it again? Oh, my God. You put me on the spot here. Let me go
I'll summarize. He wants.
I found it.
Oh,
No,
do you remember?
no.
Are you sure?
I do. Okay, so P-Dub's Arcade Loft. Shout out to the Retro Buzz from the Super Game Room dudes. We need another Mega Show collab soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. I agree.
Yep.
You better cash that check quick. I don't know if he's going to cancel that check.
Well, I mean, I didn't want him to think we forgot about it. We were I'm going through it, and then I go to click on it. Glenn's like, yeah, let's go to the game of the week.
Hey, look, I have a contract. At bottom of the hour,
That's true.
it's game of the week.
It is true.
I dropped the hammer.
All right, so in your contract, we got to give away this Retromania
Yes.
game. So what did you and Michael B come up with? What are we doing with that?
Oh yeah, we decided that Michael B was going to come up with the idea.
Oh my God. Okay. I'll ask a trivia question. Everybody's gonna get mad at it. Who are the 4 people that Randy Savage defeated in the WrestleMania 4 tournament to win his first WWF title?
Oh, that's actually a good trivia question. First one to put it in the chat.
Come up with it.
First one to put it in the chat, you will win a Steam version of Retromania that you can play on your At Games Legends. So it's great to have it on Steam. P-Dub says it's
See
fun.
that?
Because it's fine. Just consider the new stickers delayed. Like everything. It took me. I've known this guy for almost 2 years now. It took almost
It's
a
been that
year
long?
to get the first set of stickers.
Man, it seems longer. It's really longer.
Listen, if you guys came tonight to try to get something out of tonight, you came to the wrong show. This show is just like tonight's show is just we're just kicking back, we're chilling, we'll talk
Yes.
about anything. We don't care.
Well, look, we got
That's what
Michael
it's all
B
about.
on. When Michael B's on, that's enough. I mean,
He's the star.
he is.
He's the star tonight.
He
We're
is.
just here.
Anyone who can get his wife to give up her office,
I know, right?
True story.
office
True story.
for more of his game consoles. I mean, come on, he's a legend.
I'm trying to convince her for Arcade 3 now. I'm trying to convince her that I need 2 Arcade 1-up rooms, one for 80s games and one for 90s games. So I'll let you know how.
Oh
that
my
goes.
word! Now you really listen. Nobody in here. Nobody knows. Oh wait, we got one here. Jamie's so close. He's so close. Is
He's
he-
missing
is-
one guy.
I was gonna say nobody's putting the answers in. So Jamie's guess was Butch Reed, Ted DiBiase, and I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I'll tell you that.
He's so close. He's one away.
Well, it's coming up here. We could talk
Oh,
about
there it
some,
is. Juan
got it?
Perea got it. Juan Perea.
Juan Perez. All right, I gotta wait till it shows up here on my screen here. $1 Million Man, Greg Valentine, Butch Reed, and One Man Gang.
That is correct.
So Juan, if you want to shoot me an email, steve@thetechbuzz.net, I will get you that license out right after the show here. After I get everything shut down, I'll respond to you with that Steam license, so you can enjoy seeing Glenn's mug and ours. Well, I mean, it's all about Glenn's contract, so we gotta make sure the rest of us are on it too. But Glenn is the main attraction here on Retromania, and you can do that.
We have there's so many people in that game. I mean, it's just fantastic what they did with all the influencers in there. I mean, you got the Super Game Room dudes in there. You got everyone in there.
Yeah,
Everybody.
That actually started out. It was going to be a internet like influencer wrestling game. I don't know if I told you that story before or if that was shared with you. The original concept was it was going to be like the Game Chasers versus like John Blue Rigs, and it ended up turning into a real wrestling game. So that's really cool.
Well,
I missed my power move I had in that game. That was pretty awesome, but we'll talk about that.
we're
another
still
time.
waiting for the DLC to be able to have the influencer matches on there. You know, YouTube square off.
That's still my favorite shirt with nostalgia, beating down P-dubs. Like, down.
That what are you talking about? That's the one I wear all the time. Just saying.
But seriously, that was really kind of them to put us in there. And, you know, it's a fun game, although I am just not good at sports games. I'm trying my best. I'm just, they wipe the floor with me every time.
Is it a sports game?
Well,
Sports entertainment.
yeah.
There you go.
Sports entertainment. I was stumbling on. I had a buddy of mine who wanted to, you know, get into the broadcasting side of things, and we went back. I was just watching the conversation here with P-Dubs. I went back and watched the Legends Center where we threw the pie in P-Dubs' face. That's still, I want, for Retromania, I want the ability to throw a pie at P-Dubs. That's what I want to do. That's going to be my special move. Pie in the face to P-Dubs. So, if you're listening, Mike Herman, and you make this happen, pie in the face. That's my special move.
Just send an email out to them, man, and just, you know, fans matter. Let them know.
Just saying. Just saying. I think every influencer on there should have the ability to throw the pie. But that would be my special move.
Wait,
Yeah.
Throw the pie in general or throw the pie at P-dubs?
Well, you have to do it against P-Dubs. I mean, that's just, you know. And then if you're fighting John Riggs, it would be cereal. You throw the cereal at John Riggs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. It has to go that way, right? I'm watching the comments here.
P-Dubs actually also wants the pie in the face, apparently.
Apparently.
Lemon meringue, baby.
Let's talk about, just for conversation here, Unico, right? Didn't they do something this week with
Big.
LCDs?
Yeah. They announced that they're going to be doing replacement screens, and I believe right now what they've released is a 26 and a 21 that are going to be for replacing CRTs and arcade units, which some people would argue is a necessary step and a big thing people are going to have to look at for restoration of classic arcade cabinets going forward as the CRT market starts to dry up.
Yep, and it supports a couple of different interfaces. I actually sent them a couple of suggestions myself. I don't know if they'll ever do it, but I would like to see NTSC and PAL modes added, you know, composite in for like the older machines, if you have a good refresh rate on it. Why not? They're trying to make it like a jack of all trades. I'd like to see that added into it as well.
But how are the purists going to respond to that? Because just like I get a lot of flack because all my retro consoles are hooked up via HDMI to a flat screen, just because I don't have the room for CRT as much as I'd like to have one. The purists are got to be screaming because of an LCD. I mean, scan lines just don't cut it, right?
No hands, Michael B. Just talk over it, man.
Well,
Yeah, just talk over it.
I'm sorry.
Just go.
Well, I don't know if you guys watch another YouTube show. It's a classic arcade show called John's Arcade. And if you watch them, they're arcade purists. And even they have started putting LCD mods into some of their arcades. They don't do it with the classics. Like, you'll never see something like Berserk, or you'll never see something like Pac-Man have a LCD screen, and they'll go out of their way to put a tube TV in there. But with the stuff that they don't consider to be the classics, they're already doing LCD conversions on those, just because the market's going that way. There's no way to get all the TVs that they need.
Right. And that's a big problem. I mean, there's also the 8-Bit guy, if you ever watch his channel.
Yep.
No, he actually goes to junkyards and he's restored. He actually pulled some Macintosh displays that were literally the Apple II is how old now? From like early 90s, late 80s, out in the rain for like 20 or 30 years, and he restored it and got it working because you can't get them anymore. You know, you need these screens, and they're not going to be made anymore, at least unless someone finds a reason to start remanufacturing them. I don't see anyone doing that anytime soon. You're not going to have a choice. I mean, even to the Pac-Man, at one point in time, they are not going to have a choice. Right. The screens are going to go, just like we talked about before about, you know, doing, Raspberry Pi or a I can't think of the word terminology right now when you're recreating it in hardware.
Emulation.
Yeah.
Like the Mister, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to have a choice at some point. Those boards are going to fail. The chips are going to be gone, and you're not going to have a choice. So there will come a day when it's really not going to be original anymore, but you have to get as close as you can with what's available.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more and more like the purists are doing more stuff where there are people making like conversion boards that have multiple games on them, and they're sticking them in their arcades. Like you'll see a lot of this was on John's arcade as well. You'll see a lot of what's it called, Major Havoc's cabs that also have a bunch of those Atari Vectrix games all in
Right.
one. So they're making mini multicades. So even the purists are moving away from pure arcades at this point. There's just so much value to having a couple games on one cabinet.
Well, and that's kind of what I was looking at. Like that's kind of what I would do if I had, and I'm probably gonna get crucified for this, but I wouldn't want the CRT. You know how much power that draws? I mean, it's just
Heat.
like a heat, everything. So, but I get it. You have your purists, but
What I would like to see is not a Frenzel lens, but something close to it to make the LCD kind of have the effect of it looking like a CRT. I know that's a wish, but if someone's really trying to make an LCD screen to replace these old CRTs, it would be kind of nice if you can kind of have
you can do that in
visual
coin ops.
look to it as well.
You can do it in coin
You
ops.
can. It's in software, but I'm talking something more tangible
Okay.
than that.
Well, put it out to them. I'll tell you something else that's tangible now. Somebody wanted us to talk about this. Is the Simpsons?
Is
From
that
Arcade
tangible?
One-Up.
Is it?
I don't know. Not for that price. It's not tangible because I was really excited about it, and then I'm like, I'd just rather buy the. I looked. You could buy an original Simpsons cabinet for $1,500 to $1,800 from certain people that are in decent shape. Like if I really wanted to go that route, $700-800 just too much. And that's my opinion. That's fine. But I think what they want to know is what do we think about Simpsons bowling since they're trying to Photoshop it out. Do you think that's why it disappeared? Well, we're not releasing Simpsons. And then it comes back, hey guys, you can now pre-order Simpsons coming up here in August. What's the take? What do you guys think?
Michael
It's
B.
weird. It's really weird what's going on. I don't get it. P-Dubs did a stream the other night. I agree with him. I think that this is more so that they're still having issues getting Simpsons to work on their hardware. Simpsons Bowling is apparently a notoriously hard game to emulate, so maybe there's still issues with it, and they just don't know if it's going to come through. I don't think it's a licensing issue at this point, but I mean, that's the other reason. It's weird. The other thing, I'm also kind of hoping that Simpsons Bowling isn't on the cabinet, because I hate the concession they had to make to stick the trackball in the middle. Because I'm a Homer main. I'm gonna play Homer on Simpsons, and that's always where I play on that 4-player cabinet, the player 2 slot. And if you look, the buttons are actually up on top of the joystick, and I can't think about how awkward that's gonna be as to play as Homer in The Simpsons. So I'm kind of like, you know what? Lose bowling. I don't care. Stick Sunset Riders on there and call it a day.
I think they did. I think they, according to the chat room here, they did remove bowling off of it.
No, the FCC filing still says bowling is the second game, so it's not removed. I don't know. The trackball's still there. I don't know what's happening.
And as far as software, I mean, I think Code Mystics has been doing pretty good with the emulators. And if anyone's going to pull it off, they're going to pull it off. But I kind of see what Michael B is saying about the button layout. But again, with Arcade One-Up, I don't think they've been too concerned about button layouts on any of their consoles. So,
and I think I just got a notification from Complete Geek TV. They're giving away Skyward Sword Joy-Cons. What did I talk to you guys about? I'm the winner of that. Why do you guys keep promoting this? You guys gypped me out of the last giveaway. I was supposed to, we had, and then this guy way over here on the end takes my controller. Like, what are you guys doing to me here? Like, we had an agreement.
P-Dubs was so mad about me. It's mad with me about that. He's like, man, you give it back to the community. And I was like, oh, I'm on it. I'm on it. I
don't worry about keep it. I'm talking about, like, I was supposed to get it. It had my name on it.
So nice.
Jordan.
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture of me playing with it later.
Oh, my goodness. No, in all seriousness, guys, get in that giveaway. I think it's going on after the show tonight. I think it's at 7 o'clock. All kidding aside. I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
right? And 6
The
o'clock
world revolves
Central.
around Eastern time. Okay, that's what we know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Mike stole it. Yeah, now they're coming down on you. Uh, so, anyways, with the Simpsons, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. As of right now, I actually thought if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to get rid of NBA Jam because it just sits there and collects dust.
I still play NBA Jam, but I mean, I'm at that point, unless my wife lets me do the 90s and 80s arcade, that I have to get rid of stuff now when I add new stuff. So I wanted to add X-Men because my daughter loves X-Men, so I'm going to have to get rid of 2 fighting cabinets because that's what I know is going to go for that. And if I pick up Simpsons too, NBA Jam is probably going to be the one on the chopping block. But I still play NBA Jam, so I don't know. This is the hard part. This is the part I hate.
Yep.
Like having to let something go to bring something in. And I'm sure whether you're an arcade one-up collector or just a general arcade collector, you always hit that point where you're full and like, you know, you're not satisfied keeping just what you have. Like you see things like, oh, I'd love to get a Wacko cabinet because it's stupid, but then you got to let something else go to get Wacko. You know, I'm at that point.
Yeah, and it's something any collector knows. It's like always in the future, but that day, like it's hit me a while ago. I mean, there's no room anywhere in my place, and I still want stuff. But to bring it in here, you know, it's like eating that one more donut and you explode. There's just no room.
Yeah,
but
and if you feel bad because you want it, I want it, but I can't have it.
And Glenn, just to continue on the tradition of me getting a ridiculous deal on something,
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. So I ended up getting this, what everybody's searching out for $35.
Oh, that's that. Isn't that like there's a cartoon on that thing, right?
Some
cartoon
oh
in the
my
80s?
god! I knew he wouldn't know what it is. Michael B might have to educate you what that is and why it.
That's the amiibo, which I'm surprised they're still selling, but it allows you to do something in Skyward Sword that's much needed, where you can basically, if you tap your amiibo off your Switch, it'll allow you to go up to the sky at any point without having to find a save point. I went to pick up Skyward Sword the day it came out. I didn't pre-order it because I assumed, just like everything else, I'd go to the store and buy it. And there was this giant lineup outside the store, and I said, "What's wrong with these people?" And I didn't realize, but that's what it was. They were all lined up for this stupid amiibo. It was that important to them.
It wasn't that important to me. I just got it because it was $35 and everybody else was selling them for $80, so that's why I bought it.
Yeah.
There's a guy on eBay or Facebook that's selling the actual scan card for $5 that you can get, and then I can keep that in the package. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Michael Manna says, "You guys don't even have to deal with a home gym."
Well,
for the
with a
arcade
body like this, why would I have to? I mean, come on.
Dear
I am
Lord.
Well, Michael, mine's not as nice as yours, but I do have a home gym as well.
But your arcades aren't in there, though.
Not yet. There was a point where they were both into one space. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he has the iiRcade in there, but he has more gym equipment. I don't think you'd be able to fit a ton of, you know. I was looking. Zohar brings up a good. I was looking for the Metroid 2-pack, and the limited edition one. I think that was what Jordan and the guys over at Geek. I just lost my train of thought here. Over at Geek. Complete Geek TV. Sorry, I was looking at Your Average Gamer, and I'm like, that's not. Anyways, I was watching their stream, and it sold out in less than 60 seconds. Like they literally announced it, and it was like gone. I couldn't even go over there to get it. I'm like, what? So
I could have got it. I could do a ton of shit in 60 seconds. Trust me.
Hey, what you do in the bathroom is your business. We don't need to know about that. That's just unnecessary.
Why are you going that path, man? I was talking about writing my name like 50 times.
Oh no,
in 60 seconds.
You went down that. No, you went down that path.
No, you went down that.
Doug told me to keep you in line tonight. I'm doing the best I can. Anyways, is there anything else? Oh, there's one more thing we got to talk about before we got to wrap this up.
Yep. So, a friend of mine, Millie, has been working on Crazy Climber for the ColecoVision, and he added another level to it where if you want to get your name, your website, your company, anything in the game, he can actually add one of the buildings like a banner for it. So he already reached his goal. He's basically making Crazy Climber, which is one of the games I really enjoyed as a kid for the ColecoVision. It's going to be interesting with the ColecoVision controllers, though. So I may have to make some custom controllers because the ColecoVision controllers are not well known for their, ease of use. But on the bottom of each building, I think Steven has a picture of it. Here it is. So each building can be named after your web show, your company, anything. So I got my name there. I backed it, and Glenn's Retro Show will now be in this game. And I think he still has 6 slots left. He actually added buildings to it. So we'll post a link down below in the in the video notes if you guys want to go over to his Kickstarter, and you can go for the game for the ColecoVision, just support him, or just pay for having your name immortalized in a video game. I mean, how cool is that?
You know what I'm thinking?
No, I never know what you're thinking.
You just can't get enough about having yourself in a video game.
No, I mean we all know.
Like,
I'm an internet
seriously.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
Oh
that I
my
am.
God. Are you sick or something? Do you have like a deadly disease that we don't know about? Did you catch the Rona and
hold on,
now
wait a second,
you're on end times and
Wait a
you're trying to immortalize yourself?
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Oh my
But
goodness.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think it's the coolest thing ever to be like in a game in some fashion. The fact, I'm not gonna lie. It's something I always wanted as a kid. When you play these games, you want to be in there and have the opportunity to be in there. And it's also helping a guy with a really good project. I mean, he's writing this in assembly too. I'm like, I asked him, what are you writing this in? It was an assembly. My God, that is not easy. But yeah. Why do you think I'm here, man? Why do you think I'm here? Think I'm here doing it for you? No.
So a long time ago, Glenn asked me to do a opening caption for his show. He wanted me to record something, and he said, "Yeah, just make a bit where you say this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and you're watching Glenn's record show." So I think I'm gonna back this Kickstarter, and my building's gonna be Glenn's record show.
Look, that stupid voice to text, man. Come on, Michael. That was so long ago. Android.
Yeah, that's right.
I look
Android.
back at him like, yeah, Glenn's record show, and he's like, "Welcome to Glenn's record show," and that's my intro from him.
Did he record that and then you get it and you were like, why did he say Glenn's record show?
I did. I'm like, I did at first, but it goes, Glenn,
Oh,
look what you
my.
sent me. I'm like, oh man, really? I did. And Michael B sent me what I asked for.
But here's the
Glenn's
thing.
record show.
Here's the thing. The guy wants to sell. He wants to raise this Kickstarter, right? So I encourage everybody to go over there and try to do this. But he had Glenn do this as a spokesperson. The guy's trying to make sales. What was he thinking having you do this? I mean, there goes his sales. They're just gone now.
No, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to go and promote it by climbing a building somewhere. That's what's going to have to happen.
Oh, great. You guys better get your cameras going and get ready for this, because this is going.
What was the guy that used to do that in New York? He ended up getting arrested. There was like a real life Spider-Man or something. They used to always have that's going to be you, isn't it, Glenn?
I remember he actually did it not too long. Well, it was probably a little bit long ago, maybe 5-10 years ago, I guess the last time he did it. But I don't know his name, but he was like the human Spider-Man. He would just climb a building. Yep.
So what Glenn's saying is that was his extracurricular activity that he did.
Well, I
years
have been,
ago.
I don't have, the weight set of Michael, but I do try and work out a little bit, and I've been doing my pull-ups, so I can do 3 now.
I was gonna say,
So
lifting the
I'm sure I can
TV
climb a building.
remote doesn't count. You got to get off the couch and go to the gym. I'm just saying.
M&M's should count. They have weight. The peanut ones are really heavy.
Not even gonna touch that. But I did hear a rumor that Glenn does do sit-ups. He does half in the morning when he gets up, the other half when he lays back down at night. So
that's it. Hey, 2 is better than none.
He's not lying. Just saying. I think we need to get you on the Stevie Richards fitness program, because if anybody's in need,
actually,
you are.
No, he did. He sent me them, and I've been doing it. My problem is I don't eat the right way. I don't eat the proper way. I'm a junk food guy, and that's the problem. But I definitely feel a lot better, doing it. I'm seriously, I'm up to like 35 pull-ups. I can do that. I'm up to 40 sit-ups. So, that's great. But I still have the M&M Coca-Cola middle, which is probably not going anywhere.
Really quick along those lines. So when we were there for the autograph signing, there was the three guys: Al Snow, Nova, and Stevie. And the promoter, Mike, he was on the show here before from Wildcard Video Games, right? I had him in studio. So I totally freaked him out because I'm standing there with the mic and I'm talking to everybody. And I went up, and if anybody tuned in, I went. So I heard the rumor going around, and Mike's like looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I heard that there was going to be a handicap match between Stevie and Nova versus you, and it's it's going to happen here if we get enough people in here. That dude looked like he was going to crap his pants. Like seriously, like he stood there. Meanwhile, we're live. Like I'm doing this live, and his guy that he had working the money standing there, he's like, oh yeah, I heard that too, and I said, you heard that too, right? And he's like, yeah, I heard that too, and he says, I heard it's going to be a TLC match. His eyes must have got as big as baseballs. I thought he was going to choke. And then Nova comes over. He goes, for the right amount of money, you can even beat us too. I was sitting there. I was like, because Mike's standing there like, I can't believe he's saying this, and I'm trying to get, have the guys hear it, and Michael's just, I thought he was gonna lose it right then and there. Like he just like looking at me like, are you serious? People are actually saying this. And I'm just busting his chops, trying to get the day to go.
So, guys, we have an update in the as sands through the hourglass. These are the actions of Zohar. So, according to the chat, Zohar has now canceled the Big Blue pre-order. So, Big Blue has been canceled. We'll check back in a couple minutes to see what else is going on.
Oh, that's
well. I'm proud of him for that one.
Yes,
that's not a very good-looking machine. I'm sorry.
I mean, listen. If you want to get a machine, if you're going to get a Street Fighter, get the other one that Michael B was talking about. I think that one looks nice with the yellow and the 80s look. It just, what is it? The World Tour one you said?
World Warrior. Yeah.
World Warrior. That to me, that machine just looks Street Fighter. Like I don't even like the original one that they came out with. I mean, it was okay, but the graphics.
Remember, there's also New Wave Toys built a really nice little Street Fighter. You can put it on your TV. It's got HDMI out, 2 controllers, and iiRcade. You want a Street Fighter fix? You can play that one too. You can buy 2 of them and link them up and play head to head.
I missed the Qbert sale on that.
Dude, I ended today, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you? What do you mean you missed it?
I kept saying that I was going to buy it. And I forgot. And then I see the tweet or the Facebook that goes, oh, sorry, guys, you're all done. And yeah. So I was going to send Shiloh a message if I could find him. I think I'm friends with him on Facebook and be like, do you still have like one? Just one?
Yeah.
I don't care which one. Just one.
I think it's got the Dilbert version, which is what you deserve at this point.
the Dilbert. I don't want the, what's the other guy's name? The guy that was almost...
Yeah, the guy with the glass, the other guy with the glasses who was always getting in trouble.
Yeah, I didn't want that version. I didn't like the version, David's version. I didn't like that one. I like the original. So I know the guys are yelling at me here, and I get it, but
yeah, there's really, honestly,
I missed it.
Excuse. No excuse.
No, the excuse was I got busy last week. I had a lot of stuff going on.
It was
and
longer
the
than a week. This wasn't like
I know, but every time I thought about it, I was like, I'll do it later. I'll do it. You know how it goes. Tomorrow never comes.
Have to think. Yet you bought a Zelda thingamabob that no one likes.
Well, yeah. Well, I bought it because it was at the place where they were doing the autographs, and I had nothing else to do. I was walking around and interviewing people. Come on, Michael, help me out here.
No, Glenn's right.
Michael, you're not helping me out here.
And the internet just heard it. Glenn was right. It's on the internet. It can't go away now. Thanks, Michael.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm the exact same way as Steven. I'm always like, man, I'm totally going to do that. And then I'll him and ha and come up with reasons not to do it and miss out on it. So I get exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's I was trying to stay up to date on all this Simpsons cabinet stuff from Arcade 1-Up, whether I'm going to buy it, not buy it. No, I'm just kidding. But they did say that the Simpsons cabinet is on Arcade 1-Up's website right now.
Yeah, but it's not going on pre-order till August 16th.
And it can stay there on Arcade 1-Up's website.
Yeah.
For right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I've said this a bunch of times, that they did a price increase, and everybody was kind of aware of that. But it's the fact that they did the price increase, and they're not selling the normal bundle we're used to with just the light-up marquee and the riser. They're adding the stool and all the extra stuff, which then added another price element to it, which made the price increase seem astronomical. If they had just done the price increase, I think a lot of people could have swallowed it. But making us buy one bundle with all the features for that higher price just made everything seem too much.
I wonder if they have to pay GameStop for that way of buying things. That's a very GameStop thing to do.
Yeah.
I have a question, though, before we wrap. You did a live show the other night with playing Pinball Effects on your At Games
Yep.
Legends Ultimate. And I want to know if you got any cease and desists in your email since I'm
No,
just saying I
didn't
heard rumors a few of us got them back
No,
when.
I didn't get a cease and desist, and I was pretty open at the front that I was playing Pinball FX3 on my At Games Legends Pinball, but I was playing it through my computer. I used my Legends Pinball as a screen and controller, and I had a cabinet code. These were all purchase games, and I got the cabinet code by messaging Zen with a picture of my Legends Pinball telling them I was going to play it on that. So I can't imagine I'm going to get a cease and desist.
P-Dubs
So
and I did.
I didn't.
P-Dubs and I did.
But besides,
I know.
giving Michael B a cease and desist is like giving Jesus himself a cease and desist. You don't do it.
But you know what? I got my cabinet code, and PK and them couldn't believe it when I took a picture of the Legends Pinball,
Yeah.
and I sent it to them. I was like, yeah, I didn't lie to them.
I think
I told them.
I think the thing they were worried about earlier. I don't expect to get one because realistically, you're not playing it on the At Games Legends Pinball. I mean, you need a good PC hooked up to your Legends Pinball in order
Yeah.
to play it, and you need to buy all the games. So as long as you're clear about it, that I'm not playing some kind of hacked version of this on the Legends Pinball.
Yeah.
This is just using it from my PC. I think they're fine with that now. It's just early on they were concerned that seeing images of people playing it on the pinball At Games Legends Pinball would hurt sales for Arcade 1-Up. So
Right. And, you know, people like companies, they make these games. They put a lot of time into it. They got to pay programs and everything else. They deserve to be, you know, compensated. And, you know, piracy is never, I know it's murky in the gaming industry with a lot of different things, of course, with the older stuff. But if it's a modern game, I mean, people got to feed their kids. They got to feed themselves. Buy the stuff we get.
Oh no, and I own a lot of the Star Wars, you know, Zen tables, and so we weren't doing anything illegal. We were using it, like you said, as a controller. I don't condone the people that are getting it cracked. If I'm going to run it on a PC, I want to run it on Steam because I paid for it. I was just curious because they really went bat crazy in the beginning with all that. So, and Zohar has another update. I'd like to announce that if anybody challenges me in Street Fighter Online, they will 100% lose. I am unbeatable unless Retroshow is playing.
That I would like to see. Did they play each other ever?
I'm just reading the super chat, my man.
I actually want to try it again. I want Doug, Rex, and Zohar.
Doug's
Let's
good.
See that go.
Doug's good
Let's
at
see
Street
that go.
Fighter.
Doug's very good.
Yeah.
He
not.
didn't waste any time on me. He just went like that. And I was.
I am a button masher. That's how I play. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. I believe, Mr. Michael B. You can find him YouTube.com/Michael B. the Game Genie, and you can also find him every Saturday night getting yelled at on the Super Game Room dudes at 9 p.m.
Friday night.
Eastern on
Friday night.
Friday night. So I'll get yelled at for that.
and I also have to say that, or P-Dubs will get mad at me, I'm also online every single night on someone's show or my own channel because P-Dubs makes fun of me all the time that I'm live every night. So yeah, you'll see me every night online.
His phone will be on, beeping, and his water bottle will be opening and closing every show, and you can catch him having that happen on every live show. So, thank you, Michael B., for joining. Mr. Glenn Planamento, youtube.com/gplanamento. Glenn Toy today. And your old folks show, did you guys figure out a time and date for that yet, or are you still just kind of filling in when we are unable to do?
Right now we're filling in for, you know, when the Retro Buzz is not online, but I have to also say I appreciate Michael B being on every day because anytime I feel sad, he's on. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy, you know. You feel better. You know, look at him. Look at that. I mean, come on. He's like someone. He's like your best friend. You just feel like you walk up to him and say, "Hey, Michael B, you don't know me, but you're just like, it's okay, man. Have a beer." That's Michael B, the Game Genie, right there.
Well, we appreciate it being on there. So make sure you guys check it out and go subscribe to Glenn because Glenn's also doing some live gameplay.
I got three subscribers, I think. So yeah. That's great.
I've been kind of sporadic with some YouTube videos I've been putting out. Like we did that one with the comparison with Stevie Richards. If you guys want to go check it out with Toy Shock and the At Games Pinball. Just trying to be honest, throwing it out there from somebody that, you're not getting bought off or anything like that. So we wanted to do something like that. But a lot of the stuff I've been doing recently, as far as videos go, have been in the broadcast spectrum, and I've got more videos of that stuff coming. So Thursday nights, if you're interested and you want to learn more about the live streaming industry or learn how to better your live stream, check us out. 6 p.m. Eastern. And, guys, we will see you next week for more Retro Buzz. And Doug should be back, hopefully. We'll see. Till next time, keep it buzzing.